Alright, welcome back. It is 3:30 a.m. and we're here all night. So, we've got a couple changes to bring to you guys. The first thing is, after a couple hours of phone calls, Slack messages, and other contacts, we finally found some better constant force springs on that shelf over there. So, we have attached these. They're very large. They don't look very in place, but they work. So that's the important thing. So you can see as we lower down our arm extension, we've still got a Neo with boxes on there. It goes much slower here. There's a lot more force on this lower stage. We can make it all the way down. Now, one of the issues with this is when we let go of it, it starts to creep back up, even on lock mode also. That's bending with it. So an issue with that, we're considering adding more to the gearbox down there, and we're also considering driving it down when we run any command. So, yeah, that's our Neo with the gearbox. We might add another 6-to-1 on it. Then, another thing. Oh, so, our intake here for the algae. We figured out that this probably can dislodge algae from the lowest level. So if you would run it... Oh, yeah, alright, so it doesn't quite make it, but if you can see right here, we've started to motorize this pivot. We haven't been able to get the gearboxes or the gear ratio right, so we're trying to figure that out, but this is totally feasible. If you want to motorize this pivot and bring it up, then it'll pop it right out. What else did we do? Oh, we've been working on this a lot. So, we had two trains of thought behind this. We wanted to decide between an active and a passive intake from the human player. So you can see this being all the way down. This is our idea of a passive intake. I'll go over why it would or wouldn't work. So this needs to be a little bit lower than normal. So when we toss this down like the human player would, it goes like that, and it falls into the end effector. So this is really nice because it's simple. It took us 3 hours to build, and it's fairly sturdy. The only problem with it is that, or one of the major problems with it, is that our bumpers are 2.5 inches off the end. So in reality, the human player station ends about here, and there's a gap of 2.5 inches where we can't be outside of frame perimeter. So to remedy that, we're exploring active intakes. That would require us to drop this mounting point down about 2 or 3 inches, and then add some sort of motorized wheel, conveyor belt, something or other to bring it up to the top and get it in. So our L4 scoring has been a little bit inconsistent. Part of that is because the ends of this are over the frame perimeter. Our frame perimeter is right here, so we need to cut off the wings to same regulation and improve our consistency. We can demonstrate how it's supposed to work, and it might work, it might not. We'll see. Yeah, so you can see it just bounces off the end here. Alright, so we're testing the passive intake, and it's looking more promising than we initially thought. So this is a pretty good shut. And so it hits with some pretty good force. We'll probably make it over, and we'll show it again, just to show that it can really get out of hand if we start pushing. So with that sort of power, we're probably able to put up some 2x1 thicker attachments here and have it go straight in on a good old human player shot.